those new elements I'm going to create now again a new file. Okay, so simply you can click here on new file icon. Okay, and here I'm going to write the file name as index2.html. Okay, here we have created that file. Fine. So what we have to do, shortcut, anyone remember what is shortcut to create that? 5. Yeah, that we can use. Any other? Shift 1, yeah, that is exclamation mark. So we can use this one or HTML:5. So I'm going to create here the basic skeleton of the HTML, and here we have everything. Now, here what I'm going to do, first I'll run this file. We'll save it, and we'll run this one. This one or HTML:5. So I'm going to exclamation mark. So we can use this one or HTML:5. So I'm going to create here the basic skeleton of the HTML, and here we have everything. Now, here what I'm going to do, first I'll run this file. We'll save it, and we'll run this one. I have a question here. How I set a default browser here? Because in my case, it's always opening out Firefox. I think here in settings you will get that option. Okay, or in like run without debugging. Here you have some options called. I will let you know. Okay, how to do that. Open with that Chrome or 1 second. See. Showing me. Okay, I will let you know like what shortcut you can use for that. Don't worry about that. So here, someone asked me like to start this session on time. Actually, see, I wait for 5 to 10 minutes to join everyone. Then I start this session. Actually, I join. If you will see in the like the group, you will see my name. Means I join by 9:03 or 9:02 every day sharp. So, but I wait for the students. Like once they all join, then I can start. Okay, that's why I do wait. So now I'm going to start with label tag. We have already seen, but still I'm going to create a simple form first. Okay, inside form. Okay, inside form, I'm going to create. Let's say here we have one label, and I'm simply writing your username. Okay, and immediately after that, I'm going to take one input type as text. Name is not required. ID I'm going to give just for label user name. Okay, so same ID where we have to pass that one to that label. Okay, we'll save this. So see here we have this field, and just to break that, we can use br tag. 2 br tag I'm going to take here. No, 1 br tag we'll take here. So this is looking good. What you're going to explain? Sorry. Today I'm going to explain about the field set. Okay, field set, legend, then text area. Then we'll learn about select. Okay, then data list. Okay. One by one we will see. So here first I'm going to create multiple fields. So this one is for the email. Okay, and here I'm going to write again email. Placeholder also we can pass here, and here we will take br tag just to bring that one in new line. Okay, username, email, and then same thing we can do for br tag. We can go for the password. Email is password. Sorry, ID is password. So here we have these 3 fields, and after that, I'm going to take one button. Okay, and that is input type submit. We'll remove these 2 attributes not required for now. Well, I'm going to pass as submit form. Okay, so in case if you have a long form, okay, so then you have to first provide, let's say here just I'm taking like 3 fields only just for demo. Let's say you have a long form in that you have to provide your details like mail, name, okay, age, religion, and after that you have to provide permanent address, okay, then postal address. Different sections are there in that form. So in that case, you can group those elements by their category. So as we have here these 3 fields and button, so we can simply wrap that one inside one tag we have called field set. Okay, and in between field state, whatever we have written, that I'm going to place. So what will happen if I'll say here we have a border around this? Okay, so that is not meaningful, even though if you have multiple sections with this border, so you won't be able to understand like this section is for what purpose. So for that reason, what you have to do immediately inside the field set, you have to use another tag called legend. Okay, so if you use legend, here we have a small dot, see, dash kind of thing. So here you can pass personal information. If you will write here this one, so it will appear personal information. Okay, please, could you please turn off your mic, everyone? So here. Now you got it. Why we are using field set? Field set is just to separate the form content. If you have long form, you can separate the contents. Okay. So here we have now, for this particular section, we have information that here we have to fill the personal information. So right now this legend text is appearing here on the left hand side. That is the default. But if you want to keep this one on right side or in center, so same attribute we can use here. Okay, which we have learned for alignment, that is align. And again, this one is deprecated attribute. So by default, if I'll keep this one as left, it is here only. There is no change. You can go for another option, center. So now here that personal information text is appearing in the center of the field set. We can use right as well. Okay, so now it will appear here on the right side. So just to group the elements, okay, in different section, you can use field set, and to provide every field set like a label, we use legend tag. Okay, any question, guys, till here? Shabana, ID we use for yesterday also. I said ID we use for like unique identification of any tag, or you can say element. Okay, so that's why we declare like whenever I want to recall that, we can call it that ID value that we will see. Okay. Now after this field set,
is there any way we can just resize the personal information? I mean, field set size.
Yes, we can do that by using CSS. We can like keep till here only. Okay, yeah, that we can do.
Yeah, I have one doubt.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, this align and all the things will come under CSS or HTML.
This is under HTML, but in real time, as you can see here, this one is deprecated, no? So don't use this. Okay. So you can align these things just by using CSS, and at the time you can decorate as per your need.
Okay. And one more doubt. So actually, these all we can do from CSS also, right? From the external CSS.
Sorry, come again.
Actually, as I know, there will be inline and inline and internal and something external CSS
yes.
will be there. I thought this alignment and all the things we do in the CSS part. So and but you are explaining here. But later, do you explain how to do it from there?
From CSS, you are saying?
Yeah, from CSS. I'm talking about.
Yes, I'm going to explain each and everything. As I said, don't worry about that. We do have like more than 17, 18 modules in CSS. Not 18, I think 23 modules we have. So in that, except grids, everything I will explain.
Yeah, why? Because it will come under CSS. That's why I got it out.
Yeah, so in that case, if I'm not explaining in CSS, then you can ask me. Don't worry about that. We have like designed that module in that way. In real time, whatever you are doing, that is more than enough. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So field set here. Now I'm going to put a comment. Someone asked me to just for the reference, like why we are using. Whenever we have multiple sections in our form, then to group those elements in different sections, we use Fieldset tag. Okay. Another thing here we have legend. We use to provide a label for the field set. Okay, just for your reference, I have given here that comment. Fine. So we have seen here what is the use of field set. Okay, and legend tag. Next thing, in case if you have to type some comment or you have to give some description or you have to explain something about you in that form if they're asking. So here, whatever we are writing, no username, like we have normal text field. So if you will press enter, no, see here, that actually disappears. So here we are not going in the new line. We are not able to type that. Okay, so that is disappearing. It's fine. So what if you want a field where you can type in multi-line? Okay, like comment or any description, anything like that. Then we use a tag called here we have that is text area. Okay, what is that? We have text area. So if you'll see here, we have excuse me, text area. So here, if I'll type something, we'll press enter. We can type in next line again. We'll press enter. So see here now, scroll bar is there. Okay, so we can type in multi-line. Okay, everything will be there. Okay, even here we have option that we can resize. Okay, we can resize it. Fine. So for that reason, here we are going to use this text area. This is the default one. Like if you're not, if I'm going to save, if you're not passing any additional attribute, you will be able to type here just from here to here 20 characters. Okay, and you are able to like type here just in 2 lines, just first one and second line. 2 lines will be visible. What if you want to customize this height and width? Okay, then here we have at one attribute for width. Here we have calls. Calls is nothing but number of characters. So if I'm going to pass just one, so here just one element will be visible. Okay, so here let's say if I'm going to type here 20. So for 20 elements, or you can say 20 characters, here we have it. So we can type here 20 characters max. And but still here we have that option that we can resize that text area. So by default, you can display width of that particular text area, whatever you want. So if I'm giving a 50, so see here, till here it is coming. So calls you can use for the width, means number of characters. And we have another attribute called rows. So rows is like by default here we have just 2 lines, means 2 rows. Okay, so if you press again enter just to go to the line number 3, so here we have a scroll again. So here we can define like by default it should be 5. Okay, so now see, if I'm saving like calls are 50, rows are 5. So here we have 5 lines. See, so till 5 lines when I'm typing, there is no scroll on the right hand side. If I press now after 5th line, now scroll is appearing here. So you can set height and width of the text area by using calls and rows, but still the width and height you will be able to resize here. You will be able to see that. Okay, and you can control the width and height of this text area by using CSS also. So why we are using text area here? Just if you have like a huge paragraph and you want to fill that in form, then use this field. Okay, text area. Any question?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
So in column or rows, it doesn't mean that you are restricted to enter only 5th digit or 5th what's the word in the one row, right?
Yeah, rows, yes.
Because if you just can you refresh the page? Or just submit the form. Just submit the form. Okay. Now value we have 50, right? Can you make it to 5?
This one?
Yeah, this one. Yeah. Then we can type like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a single row. So you can see that we can type more than 5.
Yes, we can. But usually call 5 is for the column 5 only, and we do not have here a scroll bar. That's why it is appearing. Okay. So calls we can use for number of characters, and it also depends on what type of font you are using. Okay. So based on the different like font size, that will vary. So that's why it is better to restrict that width and height of the text area with CSS. If you click the username right there, it was showing me the previous type later. How are you using autocomplete attribute?
So no, sir, I'm asking if you click in the username, then like GSSD or FH, how?
Yeah, it is because of auto suggestion. It is giving me here by default. That is the browser feature. It might not give you there in what we say in other field or somewhere. If I'm using here the same name for username ID and I have opened it somewhere else with the same ID name, I have submitted some data in another field. Let's see here we have password field. I'm not getting any license here. Okay, so from there it is coming.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So text here you can use for like if you are going to type multi-line text. And
yeah,
you can
sir.
Yeah.
In some forms there is 250 characters should be mandatory, like that they have to mention, no? We need to type at least 250 characters. How it is?
So simply you can type here from HTML also. I think you can control. First one you have to make this one as required. Okay, and minimum you are saying, no?
250 should be the maximum, yeah, minimum they need to mention.
Okay, so I think pattern you can use here. Pattern is equal to, and let's say if I'm going to give you that you have to type something like 0 to 9. Okay, and capital A to Z, and again a small a to Z, and it should be at least, let's say, 20 characters for now. So if I'll try to submit this one, it is saying please fill out this field. Okay, so here pattern is not working. Then you can control this one from JavaScript. Okay. Yeah, so pattern is not working for this one. So that you can control from JavaScript. And while submitting, you can check if the length of the character is less than 250. Don't allow to submit the form. Okay, but you can make this one required. Even you can pass your placeholder also if you want. Okay, so that you can do.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So next thing here we have after this text area, let's say you have like country list and you have to select that country from list. So how you can do that? Okay, so that we will see now. Let's say I'm going to make this one as 20 for now. Okay, so before this only I'm going to use here for multiple selection. We have one tag called select. Okay, again I'm going to put a break over here. Here in between I'm going to use select tag. So simply if I'm using the select tag, and we'll save this one now. Let's see what will happen. So here we have a drop down kind of thing. Okay, if I'm clicking here we are getting something, but there is no content in between. Okay, so what if we have to provide some option here to select the country name or to select any option, like if you have branches, to select any specific branch. So what we have to do, if you have learned about, and if you have attended my previous session, we have learned about the ordered list and ordered list kind of thing. So we were using UL tag or OL tag, and just to pass any list item, what tag we were using? LI tag. So like that here we have select as a container, and in between whatever option you want to pass, no, for that you have to use one tag called option. Okay, option you have to use. So if I'm saving this one, again we are not getting anything just now. We have this blue color label because this is the default label. Now I'm going to write something here. Let's say CSC. We'll save this. So here we have an option called CSC. If I'm selecting this, the one option only is coming, and by default it is selected. So if you want to pass multiple options here, so here we have 3 options. Okay, CSC, make, civil. So we are able to select whatever element we are selecting, that is getting selected here, and that is only appearing. So for that purpose, we can use the select box. But one thing here you have to write. So whenever you are displaying whatever options you are showing, no. So when I'm selecting here, I'm not getting any value. What type of means that is just for like user interaction. This text is visible to the user. But what if I'm selecting CSC, and when I'm selecting this one, some value should be there in the backend which we will send. So for that reason, if I'm selecting CSC, here we have to pass one value attribute. And in case if I'm selecting this one, no. So on select or on change, we have an event in JavaScript. So once if I'm selecting this make, so whatever like the relative value will be there, no, in value attribute for that particular option, that will be selected, and that will go to the backend. So here I'm going to give here, let's say, computer. Okay, so whenever I will select CSC, this value will be submitted. Once if you submit the form, and it will go to the backend, and the value it will show as a computer. So this is mandated to have whenever you are working with the select box value attribute. Here you will be able to see that option. But once if you are selecting what value you are sending in the backend, that is all depends on the value attribute only. So here you can pass like you are displaying CSC just to select that, but in the backend you are sending computer. That is possible. So here again I'm going to write CSC only. Okay, here we have mechanical, so value I'm going to set as a mechanical, and another attribute here again we are going to set as a value, and we will pass C. Okay, so whenever you will select any element, okay, then that respected value will be like go to the backend, and the backend developer will be able to handle that. Fine. So here we can use select tag, and we can even fix this what we say the width of this particular select box till here by using CSS again. Width and height, everything we can control. Padding also we can give. Okay, so we can pass multiple options if you want. So this is the first case that you can use select box. But sometimes you might have seen a select box with groups. Okay, so let's say we have like 2 different mode of course. Like here we have first option, crash course. Okay, and again one option is there for online classes. One option is there offline classes. So in 3 different group we have some courses that you have to show. So right now these are the options, not group. So what if you have to make a group for the crash course? In crash course we'll have like Oracle, Java, .NET, like that. In online classes we are giving like let's say JavaScript, HTML, CSS. In offline classes we have let's say Oracle, SQL, like that. So different groups are there for different courses, and you have to show that here in that list. So then how you will do that? So what I'm going to do, let it be like this only, or I'm going to remove it for now. So whenever you are going to make a group for different category, you have to use your OPT group, means option group you have to create. And in that option group, you have to show the courses. So here we have option. Let's say I'm going to write here HTML5. Okay. Next option, I'm going to pass as testing. Okay, we'll save this one. So here we have directly, see, this is a like empty field and then HTML and testing. So why it is empty field? And I'm not able to select this empty field, because just to name that group, you have to use one attribute called label. Inside OPT group label, you have to pass a string, and here you have to pass, let's say this is a crash course. If I will save, okay, so here it is showing me that in crash course group, here we have testing and HTML5. So like that, we can create another option group also. Okay, so here we have, let's say online classes. So first HTML5, then CSS3. Another option here we have, let's say JavaScript. Okay, now third option we have, third group. Instead of online, I'm going to make this one as offline. And here we have, let's say Java, Python, and
it is something like option like placeholder, no?
kind of. So here we are having like 3 different groups. So if you try to select the group, no, directly, like if I'm clicking on crash course, you won't be able to select anything. In that group, you can select here. See, in online classes, see, I'm able to select HTML5. I'm able to select testing, Java. Okay, so like that we can select. So whenever you have different groups, then you can create like this OPT group. And just to provide the name of that particular group, you have to use label attribute, and whatever name you want to give, you can. Is that clear, everyone? Why we are using OPT group? Just to group the different options in different categories. Okay, clear? Or do you have any question till here?
We can clearly explain about why we have to take only selector and why we have to take OPT group.
Yes. Yeah.
You are explaining how to give drop down and how to select, but why we have to take only OPT group here, so that we can you explain?
Yeah, sure. So that's what I'm saying. Let's say if you have to just show that country, okay, country list. So in that case, OPT group is not required because you are showing just country name, okay. But if you have different courses, as we have seen here, okay, or you are going to select like any department. If you have in municipal corporation, we have different department, and in that department we have different categories. So user will be able to understand, okay, in this group I have to select this option. Okay, so like that, if you have any criteria, any use case, then you can go for the OPT group just to group that element. So it will be easy for you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose if we want to select all 3 processes, then how?
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
Okay,
Yeah. So till now everything is clear, guys. Means why we are using OPT group, just to group any like particular list, particular option, we use OPT group. Okay. Now another thing, as you have said, like what if we want to select multiple options? Okay, then what we have to do? Simply in select, you have to pass one attribute called multiple. Now I'm going to save this one. So here, once if you are showing multiple, no, so see how size is coming like of this one. At least it is showing 4 elements here. So now if I click here on HTML and if I click testing, so I'm able to select, but you have to press control. Simply if you select, it will select just single element. If you want to select multiple options, just press control and hold it and then select this one, as many elements you want to select. Is that clear?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
When I'm doing it, it's just on the refresh of the page. It's showing me from the bottom, not from the top.
From the bottom, what?
The value showing from the bottom, not from the top.
Is it?
Yeah.
If in same Chrome browser.
I mean Firefox.
Because of that, the user experience might be different in different browser.
No, my question is when we refresh the page, so it's the value whatever we selected previously was not going to reset after refresh the page.
It will reset.
But in my case,
so whatever you are selecting, that is selected. That value selected. If you're selecting, if you're refreshing, still it is showing that it is selected.
Yes. Suppose I select Python and then refresh the page, and then
I'm selecting testing.
Yeah.
And like that, if I refresh that page, you are saying,
yeah.
See, it should not have an action.
Let me check on the browser.
Yeah, please. So here, as you can see, we have seen multiple attribute if you want to select multiple options. So another thing is also there. If you have seen that yesterday session, we were talking about the checkbox and review button. So by default, if you want to select any element here, so we were using their checked. Okay. Here we have option called selected. So if you want to keep this one, let's say JavaScript as a by default selected, so you can simply go and use this attribute called selected. Okay, selected attribute for JavaScript. I'm saving this one. So you can see here, you can see this JavaScript field is by default selected here. Okay, if I'm refreshing, let's see. See, I'm clicking here, JavaScript field is selected. Let's say same selected attribute I'm going to use for, let's say, Python also. Just one space we have to give here. So if I'll click here and we'll see Python and JavaScript is by default selected. So you can pass this attribute if you want to select by default. If you have any option and you want to make that one as by default, it is mandate. You have to select this one. Okay, you cannot like skip this. Then simply you can use this attribute called selected. Another thing here we have, let's say you have a batch for crash course and now this batch is full. Okay, so you are not taking admission for the HTML crash course. So in that case, what you can do, we have an attribute called disabled. So once if it is disabled, you can see I'm not able to select this HTML file. HTML5 I'm not able to select. So you can use disabled attribute also if you want to make any option as disabled. Selected also we have seen, disabled also we have seen, how to use multiple, that also we have seen. Okay, so right now we are showing here 4 elements. Okay, 4 elements at a time. So what if I don't want to show at a time these many elements? If you are using multiple, then we have one attribute called size. And let's say if I'm giving show 6 elements at a time. So here how many are there, including this group? 6. At a time I'm able to see 6. If I'm saying no, show only 1. So see, by default it's showing me JavaScript, the first selected element. Okay, and we can go up like this and down. Okay, so we can use this size attribute and we can pass here value. As many elements you want to show, you can. Okay, for that purpose we use CSS and JavaScript we are showing. Everything is clear till here, or you have any question in this? Anyone? No questions?
No questions.
Okay, fine.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, suppose if we mention offline classes as a one box, if we click for HTML, we need to select Java,
Right,
CSS
right.
like that. No, yeah.
Yeah, so that also you can do, as I said, means just by using OPT group. If you are selecting on any OPT group, means
Okay.
if you will use JavaScript. So if you are selecting any particular OPT group, it will select all the options of that particular group. That we can do by using JavaScript. We can handle that.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever we can do from HTML side, that only I'm showing you right now. But we have that possibility. We can do that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
New tag. Okay. Not only this one, I'm going to comment. From here to here, I'll comment first, and then.
Is there any shortcut to just comment all this code? Like
Yes,
we have in the view or somewhere in the pop-up.
First, you need to select whatever means code you want to comment, and then just press Control and /.
Control and /. Okay.
Yes. And to uncomment that, just select that one or click somewhere. Okay. In between, if I'm clicking here, I will press Control and /. So it will uncomment from there. That particular line only you can see is getting commented now. So again, if you want to uncomment that, you have to select entire line and then press again Control /. It will uncomment. Okay. The toggle kind of thing. So now we are going to learn about data list. Let's say here we have one input type text. Okay. So we have seen like how to use select option. Okay. But here we have one placeholder, and here I'm saying search items. So if you want to make like autocomplete kind of thing, and the same options you have, same select box kind of thing you have, and you have a search box. Okay. This is also kind of selection only. So you have a search box that I'm going to show you how you can do. So if you have in that list milk, okay, butter, bread, okay, mango, apple, so many things are there in that list. And simply if you are trying to search something, like you have seen any country name list, and in that they have given like a lot of lists of the country. So you do not have to scroll, like first click on that, then scroll and go to that particular country, then select that. So simply if you click, and let's say if I have to search for India, if you start typing India, it will show you that like whatever like countries are starting with the IN, it will show you that option. You might have seen that kind of thing in the website. So same thing you can do without using JavaScript. Okay, if you have lists. So here we have one input type text field. So how to show that? So for that one, you have to use now, let's say we were using select, no? Select, and then options. So here instead of search item, yeah, search item only, let it be like that. So here I'm going to use options. Let's say here we have milk, and value also I'm going to pass. First I'm not passing value, then see what will happen. Milk. Here we have butter, bread, jam, honey, and here we can type, let's say mango. So we have this list. Okay. Instead of section, we have to write select. Select. So we have this option, as you can see. So this is another field, and here we have select. We can select any one option. Fine. So that we have seen. Same thing. Instead of this select, just what you have to use, you have to use data list. Okay. Option is same, everything is same. Just instead of what? Select, I'm using what? Data list. Fine. If I'm using data list, that is not visible. So for that one, what we have to do? Here we have to pass a unique identity for this one. And I'm going to pass this one as, let's say, list. Okay, list. ID name I'm giving here. And if I'm searching something in this input field, then this option should appear. Okay, so for that one, what we have to do, we have to use another attribute called list here. And in that list, we have to pass ID, okay, of this particular data list. Here I'm passing now. We'll save it. Now, if you try to search something, I'm not getting anything. You know why? Because whenever you are using data list and you want to search that, you have to provide the value. That's why I have not given in the beginning that value. Okay, so now I'm giving this one. Okay, we'll save it. Now, if I click here, see, drop down kind of thing is there, no? So here, let's say if you have like country lists, here we have some options, like very short list it is. But in case if you have a country list, then at the time what you have to do, you have to scroll and then you have to search for the country. So instead of that, what you can do, if you are clicking here, you are getting all those options. And now if I start typing like A, so bread also contains A, jam also contains A, mango also contains A, character A. So that's why we are getting just these 3 options. So we can select here any option, whatever you want. Let's say if I'm going to type D. So just in bread, we have those 2 like characters. Okay, so that's why we are getting just this option. So if I'll start typing M, so milk is also there, jam is also there, mango is also there. So for that like kind of scenario if you have, and just you want to search something from the list, you can go with the data list tag. Okay, just do remember you have to provide the ID for that particular data list, and that ID you have to pass in that input field wherever you want to type, and in that input field only it is going to show you that as an IntelliSense, like list options. Okay, and this list attribute you have to use there in input field. Is that clear, everyone? Or have questions?
Yes.
Any question? No?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When I select milk and second time I cannot able to select another. It should only milk.
Yeah, because here we have like such kind of thing. No, so you have to remove this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a normal drop down box.
No.
Okay.
If we want to come only the M related words in the starting letter, so what we have to do?
In the starting letters?
Nothing but like if you type M, only the words which having M letter in the first character, only that should come. So
yeah. So for that one, we have to use JavaScript filter, because this data list they have implemented in such a way, like if you are typing any character, no, so whatever list we have in that, and if it is containing that particular letter which you have typed, it will show you all the list. So this is the built-in feature. So if we want to customize as per our need, like if I'm typing M, so just those list only should be visible, which is starting with M, that we can do. But by using JavaScript, we have to do that.
So instead of text, can we take another like another controls? For example, like I want to show the navigation like this, but I don't want to show the search item or text box. So I just only want to have any icon like we have on the apps. You can see on the apps.
Means hamburger icon kind of.
Yeah, on the top of the just beside the grid here, there's apps.
Yeah.
So like this icon I can have instead of text box.
So let's say if you have one icon, you have, let's say, a hamburger icon. If you're clicking, then you are getting some options called home services like that. No, you
Right. Yeah. Yes.
So you can use, if you don't want to use that what we say JavaScript, even you can do that with the HTML and CSS. Okay, and you can go and check my code pen. I have created one project like that, so I'm using one checkbox. Okay, so I will show you. Just give me 2 minutes. We have so if you can see here, we have this option with J. We are able to select. Now coming to here in this option, if select tag is clear, just instead of select tag, what you have to do, you have to use data list first thing. Options and everything will be same. Next, I'm typing in this field. No, in this field. So in that particular field, you have to use one list attribute. Means which list you want to show. Okay, which list as option you want to show. So in list attribute, you have to pass what? ID of what? The list which you want to show here. So of this data list, if I want to show in this particular field these options, so whatever ID you are going to return, I'm going to change this ID. Let's say here instead of list, that is confusing. I think item or items. ID I can write anything, but that should be unique. And same ID name you have to pass in that particular input element. Here we have list attribute, and that same ID we have to pass here in items. Then only you will be able to select that list. That's it. Is that clear now? Yep. So now we have another important HTML5 element. Yeah, Naveen, yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, please ask.
Yeah. So if you type any letter on the keyboard, automatically the drop-down options will come. That will be explained by here itself, or that will be comes under JavaScript itself.
Did you come again, Naresh? 1 second. What you asked? What is the question?
As you showed me just now, you showed me the drop-downs, right?
Yes.
So if you type any letter on the keyboard, the related word will come automatically in the first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of option will be explained here itself.
Means you are asking that once I will start JavaScript, whether I will explain that kind of concept or not. Is that your question?
Yeah, that will be considered the JavaScript, or
yes, in JavaScript. I will explain about that. See, when I will explain you that once we are done with the like array methods, and when we will start the async programming. In async programming, we will fetch data from the server. So right now I have not implemented any backend services, no, that I can get any API call from there. So I will use a dummy REST API, and from there I will try to show the data. In real time also you get like endpoints. Backend developer will give you the endpoints, and in front end means it totally depends on you how actually you want to display that based on different scenarios, isn't it? So that I will show you. Don't worry about that.
So align element is not working with input type.
Input type it will not work, no.
So if you want to move this position from left to center or right, how can we do that?
Okay, if you are interested for that, I can tell you. See, here we have input. Okay, so one thing you can do, you can wrap this one inside a div. Okay, just for like container kind of thing. Here we have input, and let's say here we have this div, and simply if I'm saying align items center, and this one is display inline block. Let me check. Directly we can do display flex. See, you can use these two lines. So now it is in center. Whatever device you are using, it will be in center only. Okay.
Only done by CSS.
Yeah, CSS you can do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now next thing here we have, let's say if you have to import any audio file in your web page or any video file in your web page, or if you have to embed any YouTube video on your web page, in case if you have to embed any map on your web page, then what you have to do. So for that one, we have some HTML tags that we are going to learn now. So first we will start with the audio tag. Okay. So let's say if you want to import any audio file in your page, okay, then what tag you have to use? Multimedia elements. Okay. And the first one is audio tag. Okay. So audio tag I'm going to use here. Simply you need to write audio. Okay. Simply I'm writing audio. So audio open and audio close. Fine. So if I'm writing here something, this is not visible. Okay. This is not visible if that browser is not supported. No, the browser is not supporting this audio tag. No, in that case you will get this text. Okay, because that browser will consider this one as a normal tag, any custom tag, and whatever text you are writing in between, that will be visible here. That you can do, but here we do not have to write anything. So simply if I'm writing audio, I'm not able to see anything here. So what you have to do is now audio open and closing tag. That's simple. Like whenever you want to import any audio on the page, you have to use audio tag. Next, if you have learned about the image tag, remember just to import an image, what attribute we were using? Source attribute, exactly. So like that here also, we have to import audio file, and just to import that we have to use source, and in source again we have to give the file path or location. So I have already kept here, if you will see, one video file, okay, and one audio file here. So whatever audio file you want to place, that you have to keep in that particular folder. Okay, so here we have this audio and video file, and today once I will complete this session, I'll upload this folder, so you will get this audio and video file also, so you can check this one. So here I'm going to import that audio file, audio.mp3. Fine. If I'll save, still I'm not able to see anything here on the page here. Okay, why? Because we have to use some other attribute just to show that whether video tag is there or not. And if you want to control that audio, if you want to play that audio, then here we have to use, until and unless if you're not going to use controls attribute, and this one is empty attribute. Okay, so you have to use controls. Now I'm going to save. Once you will save, no, you will get this. Like it depends on the browser how the UI will be. In Chrome it will look like this. So now you can play. Here we have play option. It is showing the duration of the audio. Okay, and here we have option called play back speed. Okay, that is a bit feature. We can mute and unmute this one. So by default it is not muted. So I can play it now. Okay, even we have seek option. We can keep here this one and then again play. Like this is a control, audio control. You can play audio. Fine, that's totally fine. Next attribute here, what we have, like if you are loading the page, no, at that time only, if I'm refreshing this, automatically it is paused. What I want when I'm landing on this page, no, automatically that audio should play. So for that one, you have to use autoplay option. This attribute you have to use autoplay, and this one is again empty attribute. If I'm saving this one second, what happened? Autoplay should work. The audio will automatically begin playback. They might have changed, I think. Let me check. It should work. Same thing. Same autoplay I'm using. Why it is not working then? It should work. I will check this one, but autoplay we can use. I'm not sure why it is not working. Let me.
I thought you missed the source of the audio folder.
No. If it is not there, see how it is playing now.
Okay.
I think autoplay. See, now it is working. See, it is working. No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there might be any like a spelling mistake or something, because of that it was not working. Now it is working. So you can use autoplay. So if I'm using autoplay, see my cursor is here. I'm saving this one. Automatically audio is playing. Okay. So whenever you want to automatically play that audio on your web page, when someone is landing on your page, you can use this autoplay attribute. Fine. Now, so I'm putting this one here for now. Let's say here, and I'm playing it now. See, once this audio is done, it is not again starting from the beginning. paused. What if automatically, if you want to loop this audio every time, okay, continuously it should play automatically, then what you have to do, you have to use one attribute called loop. Okay, now I'm going to put this one here and see. Just time here, see you. Again, it is starting. If I'll place here, again, it is starting from the beginning. So you can use here loop if you want to continuously play that audio. So let's say if you have here any audio and you want to mute that when you don't want to play, even someone is trying to play that. So in that case, what you can do, you can use one attribute that is muted. It should work. See, it is muted by default. Okay, so until and unless if I'm not going to unmute this one, you won't be able to hear. So muted attribute also we can use here just to mute that audio. Till here everything is clear in audio, guys, or have any question?
No.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I
In
guess
case
the video file address and it just started as audio. Is it correct or not?
audio tag you are using?
Yes.
Video tag you have to use for that.
Okay, but for video tag, it's just only showing the picture, not video is not running.
I'm coming to that. Then you can try it. Okay. So now here I'm using MP3 file. So what are the supported files which browser actually supports for audio that you have to see? In case some browser is not supporting MP3, they're supporting .ogg file, like MP3 file we have .wav file. So these three types of extension you can use for the audio. So you have to just keep as a you can say a kind of fallback kind of thing. If one type of extension is not working, other should play. If this another one is not working, then last one should play. So any one of them should play. Okay. So the audio should not break. So in that case, what you have to do, I'm going to comment this one. In that case, what you have to do is, again, I'm going to use audio. Okay. And here, if you'll see the first example of audio, we were using source attribute. But now I'm not going to use source attribute. In between audio tag, I'm going to use what? Source tag itself. And this is self-closing tag. So in source tag, you have to mention, now, previously we were using source attribute in audio. Now you have to use that source attribute in source tag. Okay. So here I'm going to put source tag and that audio file. Then another attribute also you have to write, that is type is equal to, if you remember, we have given type in input type file also. Okay. So here also, excuse me, type you have to give it as first. This is going to be audio, then slash what type of file it is. So extension you can see MP3. So you have to write here MP3. Okay. Now, next option here you have to give like as a fallback, like in case if MP3 is not supported. So right now I do not have that file. You have to place all those three type of extension for that audio file. Right now I don't have, but you can just if you have just one MP3 file online, you can convert that into .ogg file and in .wav file. Many tools are there. So let's say if you have .ogg file, so you have to mention here audio type also ogg. So if it is not working, then this one will work. In case if this one is also not supported, you can go with the we have WAV file and audio in type attribute you have to mention WAV. Okay. And still if all these three things are not supported, no, then you can place here one text. This browser simply doesn't support this tag. Simple. So it will show you this message in that case if this audio file is not supported or audio tag is not supported. Fine. And same thing if you want to give controls, so that we can see here right now I'm not able to see anything. So what we have to do, we have to use here controls attribute. So now see I'm able to see that. So I'm here, see when I have added here, then this audio file is working. Same you can add like whatever attributes we have used here, the same attribute you can use here in audio tag, except that source, because source we are passing in source tag. So whatever attributes here we have, you can pass in this. Okay. Controls, volume control, controls autoplay, that we can use here. Whatever attribute, as I said, but just if you want to control the like volume of this one, that we can handle with JavaScript.
And is there any way we can restrict to download this audio file or video file?
So I'm not sure about that. We can check that. We can check that. I think we can restrict with JavaScript that one also. We can remove that control. Okay. So another thing here we have after this, we have seen like how to import any audio file in the page. Now we have another option. Let's say if you have to import any video on your page. So for that one, what you have to do, again, you have to use same video tag. Okay. Just now we have learned how to use audio. So here also you have to pass the video source. Okay, from where you want to add that. So first source I'm going to add, I have that video.mp4 file. We'll save it. So once if I'm saving, no, this is not an image. Okay, don't think this is one image. This is the first frame of the video. Okay, so this is the first frame of the video. It is showing me here the first frame. So right now I'm not able to play because here we do not have any controls. So I'm going to apply here controls now. Once if we'll give control, no, here we have that control. I can play this video. See, I'm able to play this, but you can see the height and width is like very huge. So it is going outside that window. We have a scroll bar. So how to control that. So here we have one attribute that we can use width. Let's say here I'm going to use 400. So width is now 400, and automatically as per its aspect ratio, the height is getting shrinked. So now you can see here we have controls. We can go for the full screen as well. We have option to download this. You can change the play speed, okay, and even you can go for this option, picture in picture like YouTube, okay. Now after this controls, what we can do here in audio, we have seen autoplay. Same thing we can use here as well. Okay, automatically it is playing. See, once you are landing on this page. So as you can see, this video is mute video. So that's why here we do not have that mute control. There is no sound in this video. So that's why it is not appearing. So here you can use, if you have like a video in that, if you have sound, you can go with the muted as well. So see, right now it is coming as a muted. But if we will remove, there is no sound in that video. So that's why that you can see this is kind of disabled, but not muted. Okay, so you can use that muted attribute here as well. Fine.
I found that the control limits controls list equal to no download.
Okay, okay.
You can put it in the audio tab.
What is that?
Controls list equal to no download.
Okay.
You can put it in the video file. Yeah.
What is that?
Controls. Yeah. LS list. Capital L.
Like this?
Yes. Equal to no download.
No download with space or
without space?
Like this?
Yes.
Let me try this. Good. Thank you, Neeraj. I have not checked this one. Yeah. So see the new thing here. Today I have also learned this one. So controls list we can use this attribute, and no download we can put here. Okay. Fine. But one thing, if I'll inspect this, okay, and if I'm a HTML5 developer, I know what is control list. If I'll remove this one from here, again we'll get that option. Okay. So that's why I said always try to handle these things from JavaScript. Okay. Even though I have passed here control list, no download, I have inspected this one. I have removed it from here, and I'm able to download this. But still, I mean, you can put it here, just controls, no download, so you won't be able to download this. That's fine. Next thing here we have, as you can see, we have loop. So loop we can use for videos. Okay, if you want to continuously play that video, simply you can use loop. And when to use this, like you might have seen some websites, and in some header section they're playing some video in backend, and that video will be like muted. There will be no sound. So and continuously it will be playing, and automatically no need to play that. So in that case, you need to use autoplay. Don't use controls over there because controls is not required. Okay, even if I'm removing now controls, video is automatically playing, but I'm not able to control this one. Okay, so in background section, if you want to put this kind of video in your web page, then you can put that. Okay, now the most important thing here, let's say here we do not have autoplay attribute. Means in that case we have to play this video, isn't it? So you have seen, like, if video is not playing on the YouTube also, you will see the like here right now we are seeing the first frame of the video. What if you want to show thumbnail, isn't it, for this video? Then you can use one attribute called poster, and in poster you have to pass the image, whatever image you want to use as a thumbnail. So see here we have this poster. Okay, once you will play, that will disappear. Is that clear? So for thumbnail purpose, you can use this poster attribute in video file. Till here, do you have any question in video tag? Anyone? Okay, fine. Now, so same thing is for video also. In case if browser is not supporting any video tag or any particular video file, then what type of files that you can use here, just as a like a polyfill kind of thing. So here, like 3 files, an MP4, WebM, and OGG files for video is supported. So simply what you have to do, you have to use video tag and don't use source attribute. Use source tag. Okay, source tag, and in that you have to place source attribute, and then you have to pass that video as well as what you have to mention here. Only I'm going to type is equal to, here you have to write video slash, this is MP4, so you have to type MP4. Okay, like that. You have to give another file. Let's say you are giving, instead of MP4, WebM. So type also you have to mention here WebM. Okay, and the third one you have to give it here OGG type, and extension will be .ogg. So you can convert any MP4 file in WebM and .ogg by using any like online tool, and after that you place all those 3 videos with those 3 extensions. Okay, and then you have to put the source tag like this, and you have to give the path of those. How to use multiple videos or audios? Multiple videos means multiple tags. Multiple video tag, multiple audio tag you have to place. Okay. Here I'm going to search for API. Java script API, let's say. Here we have one video. I'm going to play this. 1 second. So what I have to do, simply I need to click on this share button. Okay, share link. I'll click here. We have an option called C, embed. Okay, click here and copy this link. Okay, copy this link. In case if you want to start that video from 1 minute 2 seconds or 3 minute 2 seconds, then you have that option as well. You can start at whatever time you want to give, you can. Okay, but I'm not going to do that right now. How can we forward the? Okay, I have not checked that one, like how to forward that, but we can try. So now whatever link I have copied from there, simply I'm going to paste it here. We'll save it. Once we'll save this, here you will be able to see that YouTube video. Simple. So here we have iframe tag. Okay, in iframe we can call some other website in our web page. Okay, so here there is a reference of that particular YouTube video. That link we have given here. So height and width also we can control. Right now the width is 560. I'm going to make this one as 400. So see how it is 400. Okay, we'll give it as 200 height. See, so that you can control. Second thing here we have, like I'm not going to change the default one. We'll keep that one the same. So I'm able to play the video here. Okay, I'm able to allow here. We have the full screen. I'm able to click on that. Once if I'm removing this attribute, allow full screen. See from here, we'll save this. Now if I'll play, here we have allow full screen, but that is disabled. So if I'm clicking here, it is not working. Okay, so that you can do here. Okay, so frame border is right now 0. That you can change it to 10. So here we have border around this YouTube video. So that you can do here by using iframe, and simply you can embed any YouTube video on your web page. Simple. Next thing, what if you want to embed any map in your web page? In that case, what you have to do? So simply here you have to search for that map location. Let's say I'm going to type here Hyderabad. Okay, India map. So we'll have Google Map. Here we have Google Map. Okay, so here we have this Hyderabad map. What you have to do, you have to click on this share icon. Embed on my site, we have an option. Click here. Okay, so one option is here, like embed map. Directly you can copy this one. Okay, copy this, or here also, if you are not going to click on this one, here also you have option embed on my site. If you click again, you will get the same link. Copy that. Okay, I'm going to close it now. Copy that simply and paste it here. Now you will be able to see here the Hyderabad map on the page. Okay, here we have full screen option. So it is switching here, that you can see, because we have another link. Just open that in full screen. So as you can see here, we have now that Hyderabad map. Whatever map you want to search for that particular location, and if it is displaying that map, just copy that URL from there, and that will be visible. Okay, so do you have question till here? Like we are done for the day, how to embed map, how to add any video, audio, and YouTube video that we have seen. Like generally whenever you're creating any website for any company or anything, then we have to mention that like if there is any YouTube video on the website, if you will see how they are adding now, see here, just they're copying that and they're pasting in the page, and that video will be available. There is no copyright issue, because if you play here, that YouTube video count will increase there only on their channel. Okay, so you can use any YouTube video anywhere.